Live. Hey, welcome to Thando channel, a station actually, a digital platform that is focused on the stories of African women. And we are looking at mental health today, women's mental health and the pandemic. My name is Valentine, and I also represent another platform that tells the stories of African women, which is Datasphere, based in Kenya. So this is our Pan-African effort, are we across the Kalahari? Maybe. Yes. And so we've been joined by psychologist Wanjiku Mwirigi. Wanjiku is very passionate about men and their role as fathers, particularly, but also she knows a lot about mental health, being a psychologist. And so we're talking about women's mental health. A little while ago, a few weeks ago, we had a conversation on women and money and mistakes that we have made when it comes to money. And if you missed that, please make sure you go back to the Thando channel, Facebook channel, and look for that, because another Valentine Joroge was dropping gems. Like I've rewatched that, and it's had me looking at my finances all over again. And just this week, I've had quite a few conversations with women who are like, oh my God, Valentine, she said such amazing things. So make sure that you check that out. She's the founder of Africa's Pocket, so maybe you can look that up as well. And today, because, especially for some of us in Nairobi, we are in our second lockdown, which feels like the third wave of COVID. It's been difficult. I'll share with you my personal story before we start talking to Wanjiku in detail. Last year, I was okay. Like the lockdown happened and I was like, okay, I got this, right? I quickly adjusted my life, put my son in distance learning and, got it together on computer, canceled all the events for Datasphere. Like I told you, I run a company, and then quickly moved into the digital space and started doing lives on Instagram. And I thought I was good, and I was for most of the year. And then some opportunities even opened up because I was like, I want to look at this as an opportunity. There's something in here. There's something. And so the year went well. I was actually quite happy at the end of 2020. I'm not going to lie. Like it was the worst year of my life. It really wasn't. And then I started 2021 optimistic like the rest of the world. And then in March, when the numbers started to go up and then our government shut us down, that one now hit me. I was like, yo, this is not I'm coping, I'm managing for a month, 6 months, even a year. This is life now. Yeah. You can't just get up and go where you want to go. You can't make plans about events. Like life is, we open a little, the numbers go up, and we close down again. And we need vaccines now. School, because actually when my son went back to school, I was like, woo, it's over. Pandemic, goodbye. I really felt that way. And I don't think I was alone. So now what I've noticed is I was very anxious. I couldn't sleep. I was short-tempered. And yeah, I just started feeling like really anxious, like I don't have it together. And then, when you have kids and your mom, it's your responsibility to make sure they're processing their emotions correctly and everything. So then when the people at Thando channel were like, let's have this conversation, I was like, yay, because I need help. And I don't think I'm alone. I say this a lot. I'm like, I'm not special. If I'm going through something, somebody else is going through something. And so, yeah, so now we're having the conversation tonight. So Wanjiku is brilliant. You grab your pen, grab your paper as I reintroduce her again, because you want to take notes. It matters for you as a woman. It matters for you if you love a woman. And it matters for you if you're being raised by a woman. Though I don't know, maybe some of our kids can't take notes just yet. But I think this conversation is very, very important for women, given the hub role that we play in our families. Mom is right here and everybody else is like feeding off of mom's mental health and everything. So Wanjiku, welcome.
Thank you.
Thank you for saying yes, even though we've never met physically. So great to meet you. And and for sitting through my very long-winded introduction. But am I special? I'm not special, am I?
No, you're not special, and I'm not special. Because, like you said, last year it was okay. It was okay because it was the first time and everyone was like, yeah, it's just for a couple of months. Then, as I told you, when the president was reading about this year in March, and it was almost the same date as last year, you're thinking, I think he has the wrong speech. I think he's reading last year's speech. Eh?
I
Maybe there's a mistake. Huh?
I like that. We're like, go back, pick up the
Go
next
back,
document.
just
Give
check.
me
No,
your
no, 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 no. We can't do this again. Please check. Confirm. Are you sure? Are you very sure? It's the same. It's
yeah,
for 2022, not, I mean, 2021, not
not
2020.
yeah.
Yeah. But for me, I hate being disorganized, and that's what it felt. It felt like. But yeah, as you said, mom center of everyone. And if mom is not okay, then it means that you cannot be able to anyone else up, and you'll not be able to take care of anyone else in the family. And sometimes as women, we are just expected to, you have no feelings, just get up, keep moving, you're okay. You don't have to feel overwhelmed or anything. But
Yes.
if then you close up all these feelings, and then you don't take care of yourself as a woman, as a mother, as a sister, as a daughter, then a lot of things end up falling apart. And this is why we are
Right.
seeing even gender violence is increasing, not only for the men beating the women, but also for us women. And the reason
Yes.
is because I'm Wanjiko, I'm a psychologist. I'm not expected to feel bad. I'm not expected to feel overwhelmed. But I get there, and even you also get there. And I was telling you that I have 3 kids, yeah? I have 2 boys
Yes.
and a daughter.
You have 3 children under the age of 5. Let's just be very
Yes.
specific because I think that matters. I think if you had 3 teenagers, your challenges are a bit different. You are
Yes.
dealing with 5 and below, so they don't know how to process their emotions. They want
Yeah.
mom and they want mom.
And when it's mom, it's mom. I don't want dad, I don't want an auntie, I don't want nanny, it's mom. So for a while it was hard for us, because like the last born came during the first lockdown. And then
When
so
is
you're just like,
Stefan?
it's okay. No visitors, so that means no help at all. For the normal one that you take like 3 months, you're going to get assistance and be cooked for and rest and blah blah, that wasn't there. So that was, for me, it was really heavy. And I know for many other women, because I've talked to a couple this year, it's quite heavy.
So let me be
But
clear. You had a newborn and you
yes,
had your 2 older children
yes.
and you had no help. You didn't have, our moms come in, our aunties, our sisters, they come in, they make us porridge and food for weeks.
No,
So because of COVID, you didn't have any of that.
no, I didn't. So for a while, like just when they lifted the lockdown, I had to go home, because now I was feeling like, people, I'm going to kill someone. And it's not because I want, it's because the pressure is too much. And then
Right.
when you try and talk to older people, they tell you, mwanamke ni kujikaza. A woman, you have to really, is it man up? Strong it up and just give it.
Woman up, flex, what? Because kujikaza is to flex,
Yes.
isn't it? So you're being told flex
You
your
just
way
have
through this.
going. Yeah. And sometimes
Yeah.
this is what we're telling our young boys. Tomorrow they'll be fathers, and
Mm.
and their wives or their girlfriends will expect help. But now, from where we are coming from, we're not bringing them up to in a way that they can be able to be a support system to their better halves. Yeah. So
Mm.
anyway, for last year I had to go home for a while, and then coming back, I had to come back with my sister, because I wasn't going to hack it now alone.
Okay. Okay.
But
Okay.
anyway, that was then.
Was that hard for you asking for help and actually accepting it? Because we have
Sorry?
a problem with that. Asking for help is one thing, accepting it is another. Was that difficult for you?
My sister has a way of making you just accept it.
Nice.
Somehow. Yeah. Because she's my elder sister. And
Okay.
what she'll do is kids and the small one. Because the small one at point wasn't sleeping at all. So she'll take care of the tiny one. Yeah, so it was it
Okay.
was quite helpful. Yeah.
Oh,
So moving on
okay.
to this.
Go on, go on.
Moving on to this year. Okay, now we are in another lockdown, and we don't know for how long it's going to continue for. Yes, there are vaccines, but not yet for our age or even younger, and kids are still at home. We are still working from home. So how do we deal with everything else that is going on and still maintain our
Mm,
stability and
mm.
sanity? Yeah. So
Yes.
it's good to have a routine for you as a mommy. Just first put your family and your people aside. First get a routine for yourself. What makes you
I like
comfortable?
that.
Yeah. Because now for me, I started, I think a few days just after the lockdown, I started doing some workout. And it really helps. And I believe with anyone because it makes you produce more dopamine in your brain, it will really help you. So if you're able
And it
to
helps
do
you, it
some,
helps. Oh, wait, slow down, slow down. So what does dopamine do? It helps you sleep, or it's a feel good?
it's a feel good, it's sort of a feel good thing, yeah, for you.
Okay.
Not going into too much details, but that's what it does for you.
Is this what
Because
you psychologists call nature's antidepressant?
yes, exactly.
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Okay. So
Yes.
ladies, we've
Yeah.
had, I'm writing that one down. Get your dopamine in, get your workout in. Okay, nice.
And it doesn't have to be anything vigorous. It doesn't have to be anything costly. Because just even a walk around the village, a walk around the estate, a walk to the shop and back, maybe a couple of times, it's gonna help you. No one is gonna judge you and say, "Crazy woman" or what. It's not even for them. It's for you.
Okay,
And you,
okay.
and you
I like,
decide what time works best for you. Is it early morning before everyone wakes up? Is it during the day when everyone has had their lunch or before? Or is it in the evening before everyone has slept or after they have slept?
nice.
But
Okay.
also remember there is curfew. So don't go out later than 8.
Saying what Jiko said, this is social
Don't
too. I
quote
have
me anywhere. So yeah,
okay, okay.
you can
I like that. Keep going. What else? So the routine and get a workout. Okay.
yes, get a workout. Also take a lot of fluids. Water is good.
Uh-huh.
Reduce on the sugars, on the salts. Because you
Ooh
see,
wee. And then
what
my
happens with the
chocolate is
sugar,
comfort food.
what happens with the sugar is that it's going to give you so much energy and you have to just unleash it. Now imagine you've taken a lot of sugar and your kids are also there nagging you. Who's gonna help the other?
Okay. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
So
you just pick, yeah.
so look at sugar and what it does to your mood and drop it.
Yeah, what it
Okay.
does too, it's just for your own health physically and also mental health.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. I like
Yeah.
that.
And
Keep
also
going.
what has
So
what
decrease sugar, decrease salt.
yes.
Okay.
Because now you see the salt, the effect of that. Now we are staying in the house for so long. It means then again we are sitting also longer. And excess iodine is not good for you. It's
Nice.
gonna damage your knees, it's gonna excess water in the body. So why take that?
Okay, nice.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah.
interesting because our comfort foods, like maybe you have a sweet tooth or you have a salty tooth, but some people
Yeah.
veer towards salt. Some people, crisps, and
Yes.
you know what I
Yes. And
mean.
especially
Even
now.
this snack I was eating before we started, I put butter on my maize and then I put salt on it. Imagine. So let me. Nimesikia, I'll drink water. I'll drink water.
But
Okay,
it's not that it's bad, it's okay, but to what level? Yeah.
moderate.
Yeah, to a moderate level. It's all
Okay.
for your own mental sanity, if I can
Mm,
call it that, right? And then you
okay.
see
Okay.
everyone is just waiting, mom, 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 mom. You don't want mom, and the sugar is so much. Mom, and the salt is disturbing. You're dehydrated. We need you. My kids need
Okay.
mojito. Yes, yeah. So
Okay.
also
Okay.
there could be something else that you like doing on a day-to-day basis. Personally, it's
Mhm.
working out. It's working out, and I also take my kids out for sun, for the vitamin D, and it's very
Okay.
good for me. Yeah, but not the afternoon right up there sun that gets you really exhausted. But
Uh-huh.
like an early morning kind of 8, but it depends also. Between 6 and 8, 15 minutes, that's really good for you because that will sleep better.
Yes, because it sets your clock, your circadian rhythm, right?
Yes, it does.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yes, I remember having to do that with my son when he was a newborn, like show him sunrise and to
Yeah.
set his clock so that at sunset he also knows, "Eh,
It's
it's
time for
nighttime
us to
now."
relax. Yes. So like even
Okay.
before sitting, I had to take them out for a walk so that now
Uh-huh.
they can let me have this moment.
Okay.
Yeah.
Oh. So what
I
I'm
feel like
hearing
you're
from
talking.
you is manage yourself, yes, but also manage the kids as you're managing you. So like I like what you
Exactly.
just said, take the
Yeah.
kids out for a walk so that now I can do this live session.
Exactly. Because now you see, the other thing is what happens is we tend to have back to back calls, back to back meetings, or you're out, you're coming back, you're in a rush. Kids, no, be silent. I have to do this, I have to do the other. So then the kids will end up being more aggressive to you than understanding. Because now you see,
Oh,
again, okay, as a woman, we also need to know our kids' personalities. And that's the only way you can be able to even be able to communicate with them. Because like my firstborn, him is an outdoor guy. Like put him there with a book and the sun is shining, he wants that sun. He wants to
he wants to
go
be
out
out.
there. Yes.
Nice.
And my second born, give him a book. Him he's set. Give him a book, cause that's
Oh,
that's him. Yeah. For the
okay.
last one, Hash is in between. We haven't figured her out so well yet. Because she likes being
Okay.
outside. And if people are inside, well, as long as we're playing, I'm okay. So that's where she
Ah,
is. Yeah.
okay.
But now if
Sweet.
you're able to know each, okay, if it's mummies who are tuned in, just know how to deal, communicate with your kids. Don't lie to them. Lying will not be a very good thing because now they know if mommy says that you're going to play after this call and I don't do it, then that means even tomorrow she's going to be lying to me. So why should I listen to her?
So build trust.
Yes,
So yeah,
to
to
be
build
to build trust.
trust.
Yes,
Okay.
and
Okay.
and the only way you can be able to build it is by following through on what you say.
What you promised. Okay, okay, I like that. What about there's an element of self-care that's been very commercialized, and now even those commercial activities are not easily accessible. You know, get a manicure, get a pedicure, get your hair done, blah blah blah. You know,
Yeah,
all that stuff. So
yeah,
I'm scared to sit in the salon for hours. You
mm-hmm.
know, so
Yeah,
get a massage, all those things, and also we're also pinching our pennies, right? Like COVID has hit us in the whatever in the pocket. So how do you do self-care without that commercial element?
sorry, I didn't get that.
How do we take care of ourselves? How do we do self-care without looking at it as a commercial thing? I need a massage, I need a manicure, I need to get my hair done, all that stuff.
Yeah, there are things that we can do for ourselves at home,
Yeah.
like we can take after your long walk or after your running, your jogging, whatever it is that you've done. You can take a nice hot shower, and the hot, not so hot, but a nice warm shower. It relaxes you.
Okay.
Yeah. You see, again, we can't be able to access it as we were doing before.
Yes.
And now corona is like all over and you don't know who has it. Because someone can be fine 1 minute and the next minute someone is like it's just a
Yes.
complete surprise.
Yes.
It's shocking and really surprising. So
Okay.
what works is if now you already know this is what I like doing, this is what helps me relax. If it's reading a book, if it's that shower, trust you, that shower really works magic. Yeah, yes.
Okay.
Without
Okay.
having to go to the salon. And then also I've seen YouTube tutorials are also helping. How do I get my nails
Uh-huh.
done without having to get out? How do I do my
Okay.
elbows? how do I do my hair? Or can you get someone to also come and do it in your house? And someone who's
Okay.
consistent, not changing people every so often.
Okay,
Yeah.
there's a bit of a heavy question here.
Yeah.
Okay, cases of GBV have risen since COVID
Yeah.
19 hit our country, and with the lockdown, it's even worse. And this is a global issue. It's been called the shadow pandemic, right? So, what is your take on this, and what do you advise women to do in light of mental health?
Okay.
So I
That's
guess the question here is touching maybe a bit on conflict resolution, like how to diffuse it before things
yeah.
escalate too much.
Yes.
Yes.
Okay. Something I should state is that gender-based violence is not only physical. There's also emotional and financial. It's not just about being physically beaten, right? So if you're in a space of where that is happening to you, you need to remove yourself from such a space, because what happens is, if you're if you have a wound and you keep pouring salt on it, you don't make it better, you just make it more painful, right? And if you
Mm,
keep staying in the space where you yourself you're not okay, then also even those that should be looking up to you, like your kids for example, will also not be okay. So what's the best thing and immediate thing that you can be able to do? Is it moving to a friend's place? Can you be able to access your parents? Can you move your kids? It doesn't always have to be. Where can you take your kids to be safe? And then okay, you can take them here to be safe, then start working on you. And now there are different ways that you can reach psychologists, you can be able to reach counselors, unlike before, right? And I'm one of them. You can call or text or email so that
okay.
you're able to work on you as a person, and also even if it's you who's giving it to someone who's been abusive to someone else, you also need help, right? Because that
Okay.
means that there's something that is not right within you, or there are expectations that you had for this person, or
Okay.
the person had for you, but they're not being met, right? Yeah.
Okay. I think
Mm.
this touches on what you were saying about, figuring out what works for you, coming up with a routine for you, and then taking care of you first before you even
Yeah.
start now interacting with other people. I would just
Exactly.
like to point out something, and thanks,
Mhm.
Magdalene, for your question, but I'd just like to point something out. GBV is not a woman's fault. It's not
Yeah.
the victim's fault. So I don't
Yeah.
actually think you can manage your way out of abuse. Like if someone has decided this is how they deal with conflict, or this is who they take their anger out on, I agree with you, Anjika. I think, just get out. This is not, it's not about management of the other person's emotions, right?
True. And you can never control what somebody else will do, and
Right. You
it
can
does
only
not.
control you.
True, and it does not get better. If you stay after the first beating, trust you've signed for something. You've signed up for that. That is how it's going
Yeah.
to be dealt with until one of you either dies or one of you goes to prison.
That is such a
It's a hard.
tweetable line. It does not get
Yeah.
better. It'll only
Yeah.
end when someone dies or someone goes to prison.
True. And Valentine, the
Okay.
other thing is that it's a hard step, but it's a doable step, walking out. Because now you see, the other thing that has been put so heavy on us women is that marriage has to work. Once you're with someone, it has to work, but it doesn't. Sometimes the best thing is actually ending it, you know?
Yeah.
Because what's the point of staying in an environment where it messes you, it messes your kids, it messes your family, and it also messes this other person? So what's the best thing
Okay.
to do? Yes, move. Despite this, move and deal with the consequences after. And the consequences may not be as bad as you think. They may actually be better.
Right.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So
Okay.
so if
I
you're sorry, so if your space of dealing with things is not being shouted at, it's talking, and your partner does not give you the space of talking, okay, why don't you give yourself some space away from the kind of abuse that you're in, emotional, psychological, physical, whatever kind of abuse, and then figure yourself out when you're already out of it. Then if you're ever going to come back, you come back both in the same on the same page and both knowing, by the way, this one, if it goes like this again, no,
It's done.
yeah,
Okay,
it's done.
okay. I want to move away from GBV because as much as it's very important, and it's pervasive across Africa, we are looking at, as you said, you can only control you, right?
Yes.
So I want to ask you, for people who are in homes, your marriage is working relatively well, but COVID, stress, all this stuff, and now you've got added stressors in the relationship. Then maybe one
Sorry?
person. So maybe you're in a relationship, a functional relationship, but
You're breaking.
oh, am I breaking up?
Yeah, sorry.
But one person is in one person is like a hugger. When they're stressed, they want physical touch, they want conversation,
Yes.
they want to talk.
Yeah.
And then the other person is like, I need time alone. How do you then take care of each other? Why did you laugh? Is that you? Is that
That is me.
is it?
But what works is communicating, really. If you're in a relationship with someone, I don't think it should be hard for you to listen to me and I also listen to you and accept that this is who you are and that is just you. Doesn't mean that you're abnormal. And also for him to also understand Wanjiko is like this, it doesn't mean that she's abnormal or she's been too clingy or too needy. It's just that it's a thing that you need at that particular moment. Not every day, just at that particular moment. Because after,
so we just tell our partner straight up, we're like, this is what I need. I need you to give me 20 minutes in the evening to myself. Take your children on a walk. Leave me alone.
Sometimes you even have to lock yourself in the bathroom just for that time. Because after this lockdown, my son opened school like after 3 weeks. So now it means I'm going back to a space I had not planned for. He was going to school. Now he has to do distance learning. And then we have the tiny one and the middle one. And the middle one wants to do everything the elder one is doing. And sometimes the class are online. So I just told my husband, you know what? I think I'm feeling overwhelmed, like completely overwhelmed. Why? I don't know. Is this a feeling? And what I need right now is for you to just take them and let me just take a walk. I don't know where I'm going. I'm just taking a walk, but when I come back, I'll be fine. And I was like, it's all right. It's okay. But you see, not every partner is that understanding. Sometimes I'm sure you have friends who know you better than your partners. Exactly. You can also ask friends, step in. Sister, if you're around, please step in. And please step in.
In as much as I appreciate time to myself, and I'm one of the people who's like, I need a timeout. When other people need a timeout from me, I'm like, you need a timeout from me? Which is like a double standard.
Is there something wrong I've done? Yeah.
And Margie is saying a 20-minute hug. That's what she needs. She needs a 20-minute hug.
The other thing that has come out a lot in this lockdown is Johari window, things that you know about yourself that other people don't know, and then the things that neither you nor other people know about yourself. Those have also come out so much because now we are all locked inside, and you're all feeling congested, and you didn't know that you can explode in certain ways or you can be so good in certain things. So it's a learning process for all of us.
I like that. So now when you've messed up, when you've exploded, because I saw a joke about this a while ago. A woman was saying, do men even apologize? They just say, you'll be happy when we go for lunch. So how do you mend fences? How do you mend the relationship? You blew up, you messed up, you said the wrong thing. How do you?
There's a lady I was listening to, and she was saying, which has been actually very, very helpful, is that you pick a place to deal with your fights, with your battles. Yeah? but not in the
Okay.
bedroom. Not in the bedroom, so that you don't make it a war place. So what you'll do
Also
is
an
like,
actual physical place, but not the
yes,
bedroom. Okay.
yes, yeah. So you can decide, is it going to be outside? Is it going to be when we are sitting? Okay, when do we deal with this our conflict, with this our cold war, if I can call it
Mm.
that? And sometimes it doesn't go well, because personally sometimes it doesn't always go well, because when I want to talk, the other person is not ready to talk, and when the other
Okay.
person is ready to talk, you're also not ready to. So
Mm-hmm.
what sometimes you can do is pick your battles. You don't have to always fight about everything and anything. Just pick what is important and let others just slide.
Okay, okay,
Yeah.
okay. I
Yeah.
like that one. Pick your battles. I also really like what you said. Pick a place outside of the bedroom to do the mending so that you leave your bedroom as this fun, sexy place. Now, these are my words,
Yes.
not yours. But okay. And then, but still, how do you know you're in trouble? Like, it's nice to okay, you've done this, you've picked your routine, you're working out, you're trying to get your dopamine in, you figured out these are some of the fights I'm willing to have, others I'll just let this one slide, let this one slide. How do you know when you need outside help? Like, when is it time to call Wanjiko, the psychologist?
Okay. Um, when you know yourself, there are moments that you just know, I am not okay. Like, if a simple example is, if you keep sparking at everything, you're always angry. Like, someone just tells you, please help me with the salt, and you're shouting. Like, you're like, okay, I just asked for salt politely. And someone's just sparking. Okay, when there are
Mm,
moments that you're just sad, like sad throughout, you can't explain why you're sad. At moments you're crying so much. When your
mm,
appetite is so low, or when your appetite is so high, there are moments that you can eat so much, just anything that is edible, just munching it. And then there are also
mhm.
moments.
I'm so guilty. I've been eating at night. I've been eating at night, like at about midnight. I'm like, I could use a snack.
Yeah,
I've been eating at
sometimes
night.
that does. Because it starts with a stress level just going up. You can manage, then it gets higher, you can't manage, and then everyone else around you is your enemy. And then before you know it, we are dealing with the depression, right? And then now
Mm,
also depression has its different stages. There's mild, there's moderate, and there's severe. So we don't want you reaching to the severe levels, right?
right.
Okay, if you also, now back to how you know you're not okay, if you have moments where you feel like completely hopelessness, or just a little, but then it keeps getting more. Today you're feeling hopeless, maybe for a few minutes, tomorrow it becomes a bit more, then the following day it's a bit more, then it means that you need to talk to someone. Yeah.
Mhm.
If you're also in a place where you're always feeling like unfulfilled, there's just that thing in you, you're feeling, maybe I was in this world, and I'm not living my purpose, but you can't pick what, right?
Okay.
When Because now
Huh.
what happens is, when you're feeling like that, it means then at some point feeling worthless. Yeah. So there's hopelessness, there's worthlessness, and then there's also sleeping. If you're sleeping too much, or you're having insomnia. Yeah.
So many people have talked to me about that, like this completely irregular sleep patterns. You
Yeah.
know, falling asleep at 2 and then you wake up at 6 and then now you're up but you're not rested. Then if you go back to bed, now you're up at 10. Then yeah, that irregular sleep cycle.
Yes. And that
Mm,
is really bad for you, because then that means your body is just going to be all over, and your moods are going to be all over, because you have no routine,
okay.
right?
So
So
we're back to the picking a routine. Pick a
yes, you're back
routine.
to where you're picking a routine, because then how are you going
Okay.
to be able to tell my sleep pattern is okay or it's not okay?
Ah,
And
okay. I
sometimes you're
like
sleeping
that.
and sometimes you're sleeping too much because you're thinking too much, or you don't want to think, right? Or your
Okay.
body is constantly tired. Yeah.
Mm,
So
okay. That
also
has
the
been a
other
big
thing,
thing for me without being able to work out like I usually do, because I like group fitness. I like yoga. I like a strength class. I don't have really the discipline to do it on my own. So that is one of the things I really, really miss about this. I'm hating about the lockdown. I can't wait for them to open gyms. But Wajiko, there's a very good question here. Wait, did I cut you off? Were you going to say something else?
Yes, I was going to say something
Sorry.
about tiredness. Yeah, that's another thing that makes you know you're not okay. It's time to reach out. If you're always feeling tired.
Oh, so fatigue, exhaustion. Okay.
Yes.
Okay. I like that. Okay. So hopelessness, worthlessness,
Yes.
insomnia or bad sleep, too much sleep, too little sleep, and then now fatigue and exhaustion. Those are 4 signs you're not okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Margie is asking.
Eating disorder. Did you say that?
Sorry. I thought we were.
Yeah.
Sorry.
And the eating disorder. Eating too much. Yeah.
Eating. Okay. Eating too much. So we have 5 things.
Yes.
Okay. Thank you. Then Margie is asking any suggestion on, and this is a great question, on how a single woman living alone should handle the stress of not being able to interact socially because of travel restrictions or even in general lockdown. Like, the curfew, you have to, it's like work home.
Yes.
Yeah.
That can be quite heavy on someone, because it means that you're almost silent 24 hours.
Since and actually, at least if you go to an office, you're kind of interacting with people in the office. I have friends who are working from home, who typically would be traveling, as Margie is asking, and now you're working from home. So you wake up, you sit at a desk, you work all day, and then now you go to bed. Like, you're not really leaving the house.
Yes.
So how do they?
Yeah. What I've seen helps is sometimes having WhatsApp groups of your friends. And then you have like catch-up sessions. Decide, is it going to be every week or every 2 weeks or twice a week or every day at lunchtime or when you're free? Do movies, but movies you can't do so many at one time. And also get something new that you can learn, because it's also going to distract you, right? Yeah.
I like that. Learn something new.
Yes.
Like what?
You can learn making hair. You can learn making your hair. As you practice in your own hair, somebody else is going to see it and they're like, can you make mine in the neighborhood or not? You never know.
Okay. You can just laugh at how bad your tip was.
You can also learn painting. There's so many things that you can also learn even in the house. If you're not a cooking person, then maybe there's something else you can do with your hands. Can you be able to knit things? Can you be able to make things with old materials that you have in the house or old clothes? Turning old tops into tank tops or into something.
Okay, you can rip up your old jeans into shorts.
Yes.
I did start cooking with my son, and it was interesting to me. He's 5.5, and I'd really underestimated what he could do in the kitchen. Because I was always scared he'll cut himself. This boy, you should see him. He'll make you an omelette now. He'll make you scrambled eggs. He can make a salad and cut up all the veggies. The other day we had friends over, and he's like, I made the salad. And I was like, look at you.
And you see, it also gives you some bonding time with your child.
Yes.
Something that you do know about.
He's like, I can make myself a snack. I don't need help all the time. Yes.
Yeah. Okay. And also it's also helping him be more independent. He doesn't have to wait for anyone to come and give him a meal. And a sense of responsibility as well. Yeah.
Okay. I like that. So learn something new, be more intentional about having that social time, even if it's digital, and new experiences with friends. I think that's a very good point. Now, what about, anyway, we're talking about women's mental health. I was about to ask, what about the guys? I can't see dudes saying it.
Guys, support your women.
Okay, cool. I like that. Then now, emotional regulation. This is something I've really been working on over the pandemic, actually, because in as much as I felt okay, I did have moments of anxiety. I had that insomnia. There's a day I almost lost it in a supermarket at this woman, and all she was doing was I'd put my cart. First of all, we were in the dry goods section. So
Right?
everyone was like loading up on dry goods in their house. Remember March last year?
Yes.
So it's like a scramble, like how many beans do I need? How many? Da, da, da. So then she asked me to move my trolley, and I forgot about COVID. So I'm like, you just move it. Then she looked at me and she goes in what I thought was a snide, like she set me off. She was like, well, I don't know if you've heard, but there's this thing that the whole world is going through, and I cannot touch your trolley. Now, I can't tell you she was trying to be funny and it missed. You know, sometimes you try to joke and backfires. But I really got pissed off. Like I almost hit up the trolley, and then I just held the thing, and I was like, what is wrong with you right now?
Yes.
And then when I told a friend, she was like, you're not alone. We've had some of these to us.
True. But very, very true. Because you see, what is happening is that we are not speaking. I'm afraid to tell my friend because I don't want to be judged. My friend is afraid to tell me because she also doesn't want to be judged. And then it's even worse with the guys, yeah? Because, you know, guys is like, yeah, be macho, yeah, man, yeah? So then the guys, you have bills and you have all the thing, because, you know, most families look up to the men, yeah, to cater for most of the financial things. And now some of them do not have it now. And when things have gone sour, instead of talking with each other or to someone, they start projecting their issues on their family or on their kids. And this is one of the reasons as to why then GBV is also increasing.
Right.
See, we're all like, personally, we've lost one of our incomes, yeah, because of the lockdown. So now it means we have to start living something. We have to either scale down or start looking into other investments or other things, yeah. So now if we don't talk about this, and if you're not each other support in this, then things can really get chaotic, right? I have a couple of friends who are like, hey, by the way, this thing is hard, and it's even worse when you give birth during this time, because you're more exposed to postpartum depression, and then now there's no one who's talking.
Isolation.
Yes, there's isolation. You have this baby who's a whole human being with a whole personality, and you're not understanding them, and you're not understanding yourself, and the people in your house are not understanding you. So
and
now who's going to help the
feed
other?
off mommy's anxiety and all that. So
Yes,
and as much as they don't have words, they're feeling all of that.
exactly. Yeah.
Okay, so how do we self-regulate? Like we say this whole thing about self-soothing. I don't know what self-soothing is. What is emotional? And I'm a middle-aged woman. What is emotional self-soothing?
Whatever works for you. Because you can give yourself a hug. You can at what also works really well is being being grateful for something every day. You're alive.
Okay, practice.
Yeah, you're alive today. You're healthy today. Or you are sick and now you're healthy today. You can read, you can join this call. As in, there's so many things. You can be able to walk, or you can just be able to go out. You can even see, or you can feel, you can touch, you can smell. There's a lot of things. It's just that sometimes the negative is so profound that is what we see. Yeah.
Okay.
Now, everyone, we're all talking about the pandemic because we can see it. But I'm sure if we look a bit deeper into each and every one of us, there's some positive that has come out of it.
Okay. What about those of us who get into spirals? You start, we worry a lot, right? It's a stereotype of a woman is that she's worried. So you get into a spiral. I got a pay cut. My husband, this and this. If we dip into the savings, what will happen? The kids need to go to school. What about eating? How's mom and dad? What's going on there? how's my sister? Da, da, da. And then you just get into a spiral of worry. So
Yes.
how do we interrupt that? Like if we find ourselves, yes.
I also find myself in such a scenario many times. But you know, like 90% of the things we worry about actually never happen. We just waste so much of our energy worrying and worried and worrying. It's like
Yeah,
when you
but
see
how
your
do we
kid walking,
interrupt it in the moment when you're
yeah,
there in the because yeah, how do we interrupt?
yeah. Take a moment and breathe. Like just deep breathing and out, and again and out. Yeah, right?
Okay.
You can do it sitting or lying down or even walking. And then
Mm.
now think realistically. Who knew that we'll be in COVID and in lockdown in 2021 again? Like we did not know. Last year in 2020, we were told lockdown and there'll be no food, there'll be no water, there'll be nothing.
There'll
And
be
we
no
were all
toilet
so
paper. I
anxious.
don't know why we were all buying
Yes, we're
toilet
all
paper.
anxious buying everything and anything that you can find just to stock in. And then we've used those things until December. Then when you're just thinking life has gone back and we're okay, it happens again. So what
Uh-huh.
happens is, okay, be realistic. What can you do today? What can you be able to change? And what you can't change, you will never be able to change it. But what can you
Mm.
change for yourself? Yeah. We're in a pandemic. We have lockdown. That is true. We can't be able to change that. But what can we do? What can Wanjiko do during this time? What can Valentine do during this time? What can even our listeners do during such a moment? Okay, get new skills is good for you and even end up making you money. You don't know, right?
Okay. Or give you
Yeah,
amazing memories with your children.
yeah,
Ashley is saying, I'm trying a dance routine. And I've seen quite a few people TikTok with the kids and the family and whatever. So I like that. What can I do? So being more take charge about the situation and then instead of
true.
worrying about things that are
And
completely out of your control.
so sorry, let me interrupt a little bit. And taking
Mm-hmm.
charge is not a 1 minute thing or 1 day thing. It's been very intentional. It's not okay today. I tried today, it did not work. I'm still worrying. Tomorrow again, don't get tired of trying because who will take care of you more than you? And you as a
Okay.
woman, there's no one. Society will not, your parents will not come and take care of you. It's just you. And your own family is just going to be looking at you and they want to take out. It's not that they want, it's you're a woman and you're viewed to be strong and you're viewed to be a pillar of your community, your society, your family.
Yes.
So yeah, everyone will be coming to pick, and if you don't keep increasing in yourself, then it means you're going to at some point you're going to have a breakdown
Mm-hmm.
emotionally, physically, socially, like just you as a person. Yeah. So if you
Okay.
don't put into yourself, and worrying is just going to keep taking out, and if you keep worrying, then that means you're going to also be angry, and then also you're going to have sleepless nights. You're going to be
Yeah.
always exhausted, right? You're going to be
Hmm.
frustrated at almost everything. So if you're
Okay.
able to do, if you're a Christian, then okay, you believe in God, then prayer should be your thing. If you're Buddhist, there's something else that you can believe it. We all believe in a higher being, right? Or
So
even in
lean
spirit.
into your faith as well.
Exactly.
Lean
It
into your
gives you
faith. Hand over to God what is completely out of your control.
exactly, right?
Okay.
And
Mm-hmm.
it helps, and for some people it works, for some it may not work, but don't. And then the other thing is comparing, right?
Mm-hmm.
Because Valentine is here and we're the same age. Why am I not here when Jiko is here? This other person is here. Why am I not here? That's a killer because we are all individuals, right?
I
We're all
like
in
that.
different.
Comparison is a killer. Uh-huh.
Yeah, right. We're all in a different journey, but we're not in a competition with anyone, right? I'm a
Mm.
mom, and Valentine, you're a mom, but how we are doing it is very different, right? You have
True.
your own way of dealing with your kid when they do something or your time with your kids, and I have my own way. What works for me may not work for you. So it's you also need to know. is Zumba or is running working for me? If it's not working for me, start walking,
Right.
right? So don't try and kill yourself to be what someone is saying be, and yet there's something else you can be very good at, right? If one
Ah,
person is learning cooking, don't kill yourself trying to do the cooking, yet you can be able to do something, even gardening. Yeah, you can even start a kitchen garden. Personally, I'm pathetic with plants.
we're the same. I don't grow anything
But
apart
I'm
from
very
a
good with
child.
people. Yeah,
Even
but
pets,
I'm very
even
good with
pets and
people.
all that stuff. Yeah,
Yes,
terrible, terrible, terrible. But okay,
exactly.
I like what you've said, especially about comparison. It's very, I think it's quite simple when the whole world is, supposedly in one state, right? We're all supposed to be doing
Yes.
badly because of the pandemic, and then there's somebody who's doing well, and then now you're like,
Yeah.
Allah, why is this one having a good? Yes, I read something the other day. Was I reading it or did I listen to it? And it was a lady. I've forgotten
Mhm.
her name. Actually, Havila, is it Cunnington? And she was saying comparison is the killer of joy. And
Yes. Yes.
what we need to remember is, okay, she's a pastor, and she was saying everyone has their season.
True.
Everyone has their season. So some people are having a season in the middle of a pandemic, but it doesn't mean that you will not have your season next
True.
year or in 2025 or whatever.
Yeah.
But the point is to just keep doing what you're doing, focus on you, and also find it in yourself to be happy for other people.
Yes.
Okay.
And
Okay.
don't always believe what you see on social media.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The highlight reel of people's lives.
Oh
But
yeah.
before we go,
Yes.
I'm shocked to see we only have 8 more minutes.
Oh.
Is there something we can do with our children, especially moms who have like teenagers or young adults? They're reading the news, they're seeing these numbers. It's very different from a 4-year-old who can't read.
Yeah.
So
Yes.
is there something we can teach them about dealing with anxiety and maybe their own insomnia or their own worrying and all that stuff? Is there something we can teach them?
The best thing with any kind of relationship is communication. And then
Mm.
teenagers have their own ways of communicating, sorry. And then parents on the other end, they have this thing of no, you don't know, I know. And the teenager is like, no, I know better than you know.
Yes.
Yes,
Yes.
yeah. And also, and they like locking themselves out. But be a friend, but a parent, understand your child, because no
Be
child
a
is the same.
friend, but a parent.
Exactly. Because being a friend will mean that your boundaries can be broken any minute, but being a parent means there are boundaries, right?
Ah, I like that. Okay.
Yes. So children are never the same, even if they're from the same parent. So when one is able to talk out openly, another may not. So as a parent, figure out? Just I know you know your kids. It's just that sometimes we don't pay attention to them so much. So what you'll do is try and get a way for the children to doing something, because if you push them to with questions, you're pushing them away, right? But if you try and do something with them, like board games are really good. Board games make everyone
Ah,
relax, right? Board games,
okay.
puzzles, going out for a ride, not drive, a
Mhm.
ride, bicycle riding, skating, such kind of activities. They make
Oh,
them,
you
yeah.
said right. I saw a car. Okay, so not more cooped up, more open,
No, because you see what will happen when you're driving on the phone. And yeah,
asleep.
continue talking. Yeah, exactly. But now
Okay,
if phones
okay.
are put aside and we are riding the bicycle, we are
Nice.
skating, we are skipping, there's no phone, there's no screen anywhere. So at some point we'll
Mm,
have to talk, right? So when
okay.
when you're doing this talking is when you get to understand your child. So don't bombard them with so many questions. So you're not being able to sleep. Okay, fine. Go to sleep at 8, wake up at 8, you'll be okay, shower and you'll be okay. No, try and find out, okay, how does it make you feel that we are in this pandemic? Personally, I'm feeling very anxious or blah blah, and you'll be surprised that these human beings will actually talk to you. These little teenagers will talk to you, or even the young adults, right?
Okay.
Yes. Yeah.
So create opportunities for conversation. I really like the idea of the bike. It actually
Yeah.
reminded me that my son and he would ride his bike and I'd run alongside him. And
That's
then,
nice.
well, because he's 5, so how fast is he gonna go? So we were both on bikes. Also, I don't own a bike, but so we just used what we had. Mom ran, jogged along, and then he rode his bike. So okay, I like that. We should bring that back. And then I really like what you said about board games. Maybe it's time for some snakes and ladders or
Yes.
some Monopoly. Okay,
Yeah.
nice.
Yes.
Okay.
And please don't judge your kids. Judge them, because what happens if you become so judgmental to them, you'll make them get to a cocoon and they will not open up, right? And now you see everyone is
What
at
is
home.
judgment when you're also the person who says you're doing wrong?
Because you see,
How do
the
you
thing
not
is,
judge
like,
and you're the person passing on discipline?
yes, you're the person, yes, passing on the discipline, but don't judge them because you're sleeping too much. You're talking too much. You're eating too much. Now that's being judgmental to a child, because you need to understand, okay, why are you eating so much? Okay, you're talking too much. Maybe you're a sanguine and we can make you someone in life with all that yapping and all that. And then there's this other one who's
Yes, there's a media like
yeah. You know, like when us were being brought up, we were all supposed to be like the firstborn. If the firstborn is passing, you're also supposed to be passing math like this one, right? My strength is not in mathematics. My strength is in home science, right?
Yes.
Yeah. So
Okay.
that's what I mean.
Okay. So don't be judgmental. I really like that. In as much as you're being the disciplinarian. Okay. Parting question. Women, like we said, we are the hub. We haven't mentioned anything about hubby. How do we know that hubby is in trouble? We've talked about the kids, we've talked about mom. Is there something mom can do for hubby to make this process a little bit easier?
Sorry, I didn't get that. To make what process?
We've talked about what mom is the hub, right?
Yeah.
So we've talked
Yes.
about kids and her taking care of herself here in the center. Is there something she can do to make things easier for hubby? For the husband?
For herself? Or for the husband?
Partner. Yes.
For her partner. Of course, there always is. Here, don't nag too much.
I thought you were going to say prioritize sex.
But yeah, that's also a good one. Don't.
I like how you laugh and you're like, yeah, but seriously, do it.
Like that one should not be a brain. That one is a no-brainer, right? And don't make it a weapon for anything. You know, that's what brings you guys together. So give it as demanded.
As demand what? Now we're about to be on the call for another hour.
Because you see, let me tell you, it's not, you can't enjoy it when you're alone, right?
What do you mean as demanded? What if I don't feel like
yes? Because you see, the thing is, it's food for the soul for both of you, unless your libido is down, is low. But
which is possible when you're anxious.
Yes, which is possible. That is why I said unless, right? But if you're on the same level, enjoy both of you, honestly, because you shall not get it anywhere else apart from this man.
Okay.
Yeah.
On that
also for him, don't budge.
On that controversial note. I want to say thank you. Now, can you tell us how people can reach you? Because I'm sure there'll be questions after this and someone wanting to speak to you. So how do we reach you?
There's my phone number.
Don't
Where'd you
give
say?
us that.
Okay. Email.
But email is great.
Talk to Valentine to talk to me.
No, seriously, give your email. Like, say what the email is.
Okay. Shiko, SHIKO@gmail.com.
shikomwerigi@gmail.com.
Yes. Shiko
Okay.
is OH.
Okay, Sawa. Thank
Yeah.
you. Thank you.
You're welcome.
Yes, I'm sure
I
someone
can't
is going to
believe.
be like, girl, I need a session. So thank you so much. If you just caught the last little bit of this live and you're like, oh my God, I need to watch the whole thing, we're going to put up the whole video. And then also we're going to cut it up in little bits and then put that on Instagram, and it'll also be on my Instagram. Thank you so much for hanging out with us and giving all your commentary and questions. Sapi, I see you're learning some Swahili. You're like, sawa sawa. I like that. She's in Zimbabwe, actually. So I like seeing that we've got people in Joburg and people in Harare and Nairobians here. And yes.
Yeah.
So actually, maybe that's something we should do next time. We should ask where you're listening in from. And then, start the conversation. Yes. So, okay. Thank you so much, Wajiko. Have a fantastic night.
You
and
too.
Thank you, everybody who commented and sent a question.